idea, but a new version of One Vision came out. I actually didn't realize this up until just recently, and not exactly a little patch. Basically, the entire armor system got redone, so kind of an awkward time to be in the middle of a siege fight. But anyway, and not to mention one of the harder ones in the game. We're basically going up until the final chapter here. So, yeah, gonna be trying that, gonna be trying to figure it out. I think we're actually gonna go for this one this time. If I recall correctly, there were issues going through that one. There was some reason we were going for this one in particular. But anyway, just kind of brief catch up on what's new here. So, basically, armor got split up into more categories now, and actually has more flexibility in terms of what it does, and more, presumably, effectiveness in what it does. So you basically have a 12, 10, 8, and 4 version. Well, I guess technically, yeah. You basically have your heavies, your mediums, your lights, and your cloths like before. However, they're laid out a little bit differently now to try to give you more options. Like I've noticed that the mid-weight armors definitely seem more viable. So, for example, your evasion vests. Typically, you wanted to always go evasion vest or heavy armor. There was rarely a reason to go in the middle. So now it gives about a 10 increase in both damage threshold and health. Gets rid of that evasion, but sacrificing 30 evasion for a solid amount of survivability seems worth it. I still feel like it could go a little higher, though. It's kind of in that sweet spot right now where, like, it's enough to make you consider it, but probably not enough that you're going to be, like, jumping for it every time. I mean, truth be told, if it was slightly higher, it'd be overshadowing this. So, by the looks of it, you're basically getting your next tier up in terms of defensive options, but you don't have any of the vitality that comes with it. So you're not getting damage, like, overall post-armor reduction. It's like, how to think of it mentally would be like your heavy armor essentially will be providing more impact protection over everything, so it's like this will hopefully prevent some of that damage from getting through in the first place, but then this one will prevent it and also, lower anything that gets through. Whereas this one's just about avoiding it entirely. So that part's simple enough. However, all the helmets got redone. And in fact, all the effort that we went through to get the worm scale might be for nothing in this one. Simply because we need worm scale leggings now. So basically, it's the way that the leggings and the helmets worked got swapped around and split a little bit. So before, helmets were vitality, health, and defense. Now they're defense, health. So they're upping your damage threshold. They're giving you a lot of health. Like 50 health off a helmet is nothing to sneeze at. But then it gives you resistance instead of vitality. Whereas the leggings will now be giving you the same thing that the helmets used to. It's a little bit of a rework because there's a few. Basically, you have the options of either evasive or tanky for your leggings. So it basically follows the theme of your main body armors. And then for your arm guards, there's actually more options that I've noticed available. So it seems mostly like your full body armor setup will be as evasive or tanky as you want it. Your helmet will be there for either resisting or attacking. There's different flavors of helmets. I don't actually have a lot of them available on this one, because again, I'm stuck in the middle of a siege fight here, but oh well. And then if you're looking for a further amplifying item, that'll be your gloves. So, seems pretty cool as far as that goes. Shields seem to be in about the same place as they were before. So we're just going to go ahead and save that real quick. Oh wait, not load. And definitely don't save over the level 1 run, which, by the way, for anyone curious, yeah, actually going to be trying a level 1 run of One Vision down the road, simply because Rakes came in and said it was impossible. Well, naturally, we can't have that now, can we? So let's test just how different this is. So right off the bat, going for a similar setup to last time, definitely coming in with less health than before. Alright. Evernalis. Okay. So yeah, she's going full tanky in this one. Oh, and by the way, some of the rings got redone, so they're providing more damage threshold and things like that too. So this definitely won't be the way to break through this one. Especially if she's coming in with full tank gear. She's ready. Now, the interesting side effect that came alongside this is that a lot of units have the ability to be tanky now. Obviously, a lot of stuff got moved around in terms of who's able to get access to what, but it basically meant that tankier classes are able to be more tanky to all damage, whereas most classes in general got a general increase in their defense. So getting past threshold should be more of a thing now. I'm hoping that this ends up nerfing two-handed swords somewhat, because even after all their nerfs, their bonus damage is like it's still pretty nutso, but still. That's just more of a personal preference. You really can only take that so far until it finally just becomes like vanilla again. That's the problem they had originally. That they're like, okay, well, we want to make these good, but we don't want to make them too good. And then they tried to give them a bunch of bonus defense, but then that didn't work. So they tried just giving them slightly higher base attack and then kind of crappy bonus defense, which at that point just made them hit like a pillow, and that's what they decided to go with. But oh well. It's like on top of their stats just being kind of iffy, they didn't scale at all, so that was fun. Alright, so she's getting her empowers off right off the bat. Thinking one possible idea might just be to go up there on top of that wall. Because I can't help but notice that they're not throwing out any boulders or anything. This guy's going for his Dispel. Lepophile? Kinda sounds like somebody that's really into lepers. Alright. So, out of curiosity, what is the Varangian doing damage-wise here? Pretty reduced since last time. Still can do a pretty solid number. I'm actually a little bit surprised with her situation here. Oh, she's running a Brigandine. She's not going full tank. What am I talking about? So she's got this boosting her vitality. That's probably why it's not in the 150 range. I wonder why I don't have an Instill here. So what I'm hoping here is that I get close to that fencer. Hopefully he doesn't... he's gonna do a good spell. Blah. So I need to get rid of at least that guy. Because he's gonna make flying around a bit of a pain. Yeah, you know what? I'm liking this. I wonder if this was part of the reason for the armor rework. Because suddenly the archers are doing a lot less. Like, significantly less. Alright, now we're not going to fly there. Instead, what can we do here? Bind one of these away. Just kind of testing out what driving Coda will do. So if a 23 is doing that much, if we get like a crit and follow up with a fully charged finisher and or get a strengthened finisher, should do the job. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering why my plan this time is to go up and attack the archers instead of bothering to, well, instead of trying to take out everything else down here, well, because it feels nice to do so, first of all, and second of all, because I'm now with this different defensive situation, I'm seeing more of an opportunity to warp up there, or fly up there, take those guys out, probably Probably fly down, drop a full finisher somewhere. Kind of slowly work our way through this. Because the more that I look around here, I don't think just taking her out directly is going to be the thing that does it. But kind of moving around to the back here seems to have messed up their positioning a little bit. And yeah, I'm actually not sure why I didn't think to do this before. Alright, how defensive are you? Barely at all. So full bar would be enough to take her out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fly up. Get all flappy over here. No, I never realized that wall on the right side is cracked. Kind of wondering if that's just a weird graphical situation, or if that's actually just a neat little touch there. But either way, gonna go say hello to the archers. Good. You guys keep wasting your points. Yeah, that one I wonder if there's anything to do about. Like if there's anything that can be done about unlimited verticality. Let me just make sure this has knockback before doing that. Yeah. Oh, actually, there's one more thing I need to check for, because there's one leftover item. Good. It's not the one that has it. I think it's a plated vest or something like that that still has a leftover steadfast left on it. There we go. How often do you get to do that? That's just satisfying. Wonderful. Alright, please miss. Now, on a bit of an interesting note, I think we actually got the TP for the damage she took from the fall. Boy, oh boy, that 25% is friggin' accurate. And yeah, this seems perfect. Because we're getting a full bar here. We should be able to get a strengthen off because they want to use missiles instead of dispel. So realistically, all we need to do is sit here and heal. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. They're going to waste their time healing up that archer. Now, you know what? Wow. Okay, so what? That's 3 25s and a 34, like 4 40s. I think that was the first 40 that actually got blocked. Wow, and another 34%. What is even going on right now? Yeah, 273. Continue chomping down mending seeds here. Man, at this point, what I should be doing is putting on reflect damage and just sitting up here. Just letting them keep tail whipping and then just throwing out finishers. Another 40%! Man, oh man, RNG, what is your problem today? You know dragons can miss, right? Like, that's allowed? Come on, I just came up with an interesting new idea on a new version. Let me have this! I might be saying that, you know, why don't you just take a step backwards, avoid the 2-tile range? Yes, but no. I don't want them building up huge meters or anything, because if they build up a ton of points and then they use Disembowel, that's basically a one-shot. I mostly just want to sit here and roll the dice, because in most cases, we should be blocking these really low percent chances. Oh yeah, summons will do absolutely nothing right now. Hi there, I think that's Vale. How's the sleep going? So you got that situation on my text box where you're just that weird super deep blue that you can't really read what it says. How's the sleeping and the editing? By the way, we're doing the apparently the lottery ticket run today, because we've had like 6 25%, several 34s, constant 40s, another 25% just landing every time. By the way, since this seems to come up every time, no, the mod did not put anything to change the odds or anything like that. Basically, just the RNGs like this sometimes. Like, people complain about XCOM RNG, they've never played Tactics Ogre Remake. It's like, excuse me while I block that 98% and then hit 8 25% in a row. Because it's true random. Oh wow, that's the first tail ash that's missed. It's some kind of Christmas miracle. Alright, so 315, 93. So yeah, all we need is a strengthen and then one smack and then one regular hit. And then we're good. So what I'm gonna do, since let's see, 98% asleep, so tired. Were you up all night editing again? Why you no sleep? The world's over. Can relax a little bit. Or at least many places are still over. I mean, I know here in the States, like, they're talking about reopening everything, so basically that means we're going to be closed for a hell of a lot longer. Because a bunch of dipsticks are like, yeah, we need to reopen everything at once, and this is going to be a great idea with no problems whatsoever. What do you mean? I don't understand the words easily preventable tragedy. But yeah, no, so basically the reason that we're doing this one today, because I was planning to hold off on this run until, you know, final versions come out. No, I don't know why I decided to leave it in the middle of a siege fight. But the entire armor system got redone. It's pretty neat so far. I think they finally fixed the weird damage scaling in the endgame. So yeah, which, it kind of came with a weird side effect that a lot of it is craftable now for some reason. Which, I'm not really sure how to feel about that one, but it's alright. Like, I was thinking last night it might be a little bit better if, instead, like, if you're having all that craftable stuff, instead of just having it be as it is, it maybe some of them required, you know, more unique components or something like that. You got them from bosses, kind of help limit equipment somewhat, but then people are stuck in the farm with other equipment. So ultimately that thought process got nowhere, and this guy just does not understand how 40% works. 40% hits 90% of the time. So he's still waiting on book 5 from the copy editor, so it's just been admin stuff. I should start writing book 6 this coming week, about 12,000 words into it when I stop to get book 4 through editing. Gotcha. Did you end up finishing that X-ray thing? Does Zeph talk about his serial killer ways yet? Like, if you think about it, dude's racked up quite a body count by the first book. Alright, here you go, kiddo. Have more water. What do you say? There you go. Alright. Alright, so we got some douche thrown around Dispel here. Took 3 days, but yeah, I got the Kindle X-ray done. For smart, I'd spend this weekend typing up everything for Crestfall's X-ray, so I'm not doing that on the last moment of August. Dude, if you're sleepy, you need sleep. Sleep is a good thing. It makes your brain work and stuff. Yeah, you found some crackers? I see that. Alright, so here's the deal. They're relatively far away. If I go here, I might be outside of the spell range, still might be within attacking range, right? So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna get a phone call, apparently. Dang spam calls. And of course, at that point, I realized I can't actually use that. Well, in that case, see, I'm gonna need that for the next fight. Alright, I think I have a plan here. What we need is Fortify. While not a lot of damage is actually getting past armor here, what little is could definitely use a little bit of blunting there, because those 25% don't seem to actually do very much right now. So our current plan is to fly down to where the healer is and smackify them in the face. Huh? It might be an owl. I think that's a penguin, kiddo. But yeah, this armor rework is still feeling a little bit odd. Like, I love the overall balance, it's just weird wrapping my head around it after so many years of using the same system. Trying to ignore the fact that it basically means half the guide has to be redone. Yeah. Slowly putting that into the back of the brain somewhere. Storing it away. It's what? It's eyes? Where? I don't see any ice. You sure about that? See eyes on the TV? I mean, if you say so. I'll just take your word for it, I think. So, a little bit of a side note. Oh! Thank you for asking. Ow. Okay, so, like I was trying to say... so, bit of a side note here. I'm not sure if anyone, not sure how many folks watching this also happen to play AoE 2, but just kind of happened to have the weirdest friggin' game the other day. Like, it kept wanting to be a comeback story until it just decided to be sad, and that's it. So, basically, I had this game where, so it was a team game, right? It was a 2v2v2. So basically, wait a minute, was it 2v2v2v2? Whichever one it is that has 8 people on there and teams of 2 all over the map. So, it was me and this guy that only spoke Spanish, so we had the hardest time communicating, but whatever. So, oh, thankfully that misses. RNG's all kinds of backwards this time. Anywho, so yeah, we're not having the greatest job coordinating, trying to just put little blips on the map and coordinate some time of defenses and all that stuff. And so, early on, we end up getting invaded by a guy, and he just completely he ends up invading my partner guy there, and just completely runs him over. Not even a contest. So we both end up fighting them off, and get them out of his borders and everything, and rebuild all the walls and rebuild all the castles and towers and everything, and it's all looking pretty promising. And then, we're finally getting back to some semblance of normal strength again. 5 seconds later, another guy comes in from across the dang map, completely trounces my side of it. So, anyway, yeah, the guy comes in, completely trounces my side of it. Then proceeds to... ooh, I just noticed a bunch of interesting potential situations going on here. So yeah, so then my side gets completely wiped. End up just finding this little alcove in the woods and rebuilding from nothing. Meanwhile he manages to fight him off. I end up sending little groups of spearmen out of the woods to go harass until finally they just stopped sending reinforcements because they were on the complete opposite end of the map. So thinking, okay, all's good now, right? We did it. We beat the dude. It's all fantastic. Just, we actually managed to survive this thing. End up rebuilding all the walls. It's where did the guy go though? Why is it that all the reinforcements suddenly stopped? Because this guy had us dead to rights. So we're rebuilding and was playing as the Teuton. So basically, once you get to the point where you can amass large numbers of Teutonic Knights, that's just it. It's here is the beef wall. And this is post the last patch, so they got even more armor than before, as if they even needed it. So yeah, I'm looking around at this whole thing. Got castles, all a line of castles, a line of towers, just invincible beef wall of units. Surely we're all good now. The guy that we were worrying about sending reinforcements suddenly loses the game and quits. Someone ended up beating him. So we're thinking okay, we've had 2 comebacks, whatever's coming next, we got this. We've managed to pull out some pretty scrappy wins. So we're going, scouting out the entire map. We've got outposts all over the dang place. Got multiple towns going. Feeling pretty confident at that point. Can't find the guy. Looking around all over the entire map, we find the remains of absolutely everybody else. We find all these burned out castles, all these wreckages all over the ground, destroyed walls, but no sign of the last player. It's everybody else in the game slowly disappears, and we're just both sitting there what the hell's going on here? So, anyway, we finally find it's out of nowhere, we just see red all over the map. The guy was playing red, couldn't have accidentally wound up with a better color. Because, yeah, out of nowhere, just red all over the dang map, just running over every little outpost, running through every wall and castle and everything else. Just tons and tons and tons of friggin' plumed archers everywhere. Basically, the whole shtick is that, I think it was the Incas? Was it the Incas? Whoever the hell it is that has the plumed archers. Usually when they show up in bulk, you're screwed. Because it's you take all the... You normally have a counter of skirmishers and things like that. So basically, somebody makes a bunch of archers, who make skirmishers, they use the little shields to block most of the arrows, at least survive some of the damage, get some of their own damage through. They cost almost nothing, so you just keep making them in bulk to go deal with archers, who are pretty expensive to train. And so that's supposed to be the counter there. But then this one's whole shtick is that they've got very slightly higher armor and health, which basically creates a situation where they're almost a counter to their counter. It's like, they'll still counter them eventually, but you have to make them in such ridiculous bulk that it's not even funny. So we just wound up in the situation where, like, I've got all these, slow, heavy knights. They've got fast, tanky archers. My partner guy there has a bunch of heavy cavalry and stuff like that. And this just happens to be the counter for both of our main groups there. Like, it's just like this unstoppable wall of red. It was such a downer after so many comebacks. I'm so excited about it, but oh well. Not even mad. Just the sheer horror movie situation that occurred before finding the guy. It's pretty brilliant. Also, did you know everyone on the map had a finisher? Because everyone on the map has a finisher. Now, unfortunately, we can't use those 50% heals until way later. Thank you for parrying that. Alright, good. Yeah, if we can get up to a wall here and just survive this out, this is actually winnable. Because most of their best options are unavailable. Especially if we limit attack tiles here. And as long as those 40% stop rolling at some point, we're good. And yeah, Breach is feeling good again. Like, it was feeling alright last time, but at this point, you get about 30 extra damage off Breach in this particular instance, so that's pretty good. It's not a universal number or anything, it's just you didn't always see it around. Man, that's just disappointing. What point... At what point do you just kind of understand that 40% means it's unlikely to happen? I felt like every single roll was backwards that time. In fact, I'm almost certain that after a certain point, your luck actually does turn around and just go backwards. In fact, how good is this? Yeah, avoidance goes down a lot, but if it's raining, it doesn't matter anyway. 3 defense, what are we losing out on? That's like 4 defense. It should still be keeping up threshold there. Let's see here. Jump 1 won't help us here. Ignores Emperor and grants Fortify. Actually, that'd be a really handy passive to have. I forgot that got updated. Also, Dragon Slayer wouldn't be a bad idea. So, is there anything else we can get rid of here? We can do instead of light, probably take the place. Yeah. In fact, rather than that, now we're gonna do that Fortify. It's -1 move, but we're not gonna go the Archer route this time. Where'd you find a seashell, kiddo? Gonna go put that back, please? Alright, came in with a similar build. That does feel good, though. Seeing more units running in with full body armor and things like that. It does look pretty nice. I can't help but notice not a whole lot of gloves going on. But I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's Daddy's water cup. It's a gigantic jug thing. Alright. So in fact, I guess we're back to the previous strategy here. We're just mucking around over there. In fact, you know, I never really thought about going for those islands in the middle. But that would be a nice way to isolate the fencers. As all the light units should be able to have weight, I don't believe the dragons can go in the water. Aside from the water dragon, that is. Yeah, that could be a nice way to do it. Alright, be right back 1 sec. Alrighty, and back. So yeah, I think if we use that little island, that'll be the way to do this. Basically, yeah, that would keep the 2 heavier dragons away. I'm gonna have to see how far into it we can get. Why are you doing that? Did you break? What the hell? Well, that's some funky stuff. Okay, so apparently, the last batch broke this cleric? Huh. Alright, hang on, let me go report that in real quick. Alright, there we go. It's weird, they inexplicably got access to some of Ravenous's abilities. Alright, we're just gonna move them over this way. Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. So, normally whenever there's skills that are moved around and whatever else, you'll occasionally see something going a little funky. This particular instance, I'm not even sure what to make of it, because, like, when it comes to the divine magic and all that kind of thing, that shouldn't have gone anywhere. It's the same place it's always been. Because basically everything is assigned to particular slots, so they shouldn't have had anything different. But either way. I mean, not going to complain in this instance, but I mean, for that matter, it really won't even... Honestly, if it made more of a difference, I'd probably redo this. But kind of the way that it stands here, it won't matter too much. I'm gonna go take this Hierophant. We'll want to get that mind rating. But yeah, basically, when it comes to the cleric there, they either would have run away or they would have been close enough to take out anyway. With the rework, they're not nearly as oppressive as they were before. Because once you got to endgame, you started seeing those situations where they were just on you all the time, archers throwing out hundreds and things like that. So, this changes that around a decent bit. We'll say rune fencers are still annoying, but annoying in that they kind of are there to prevent you from doing this kind of stuff. Not that that's their direct stated purpose, but they're dang good at it. Also, the RNG's being nice this time, so that's nice too. Holy crap! Breach hit this guy like a ton of bricks. Yeah, this approach feels a lot safer. Because for some reason, you know what? I think this goes back to something that they tried to copy from the SNES version too. So in the SNES version, on this particular fight, if you stayed back, they would never charge you. Like they kind of did the smart thing and just sat there, just like, come and get us. If you want to get us, come and get us. And that kind of seems to be what they're trying to go for here. Except you don't start on the bottom left. I wonder if that's why. I wonder if they originally programmed a lot of this stuff to use the original SNES formations and things like that. Because you actually start a bit more to the left in SNES. On this one, you just start over here. Alright, they don't seem to be healing. So we're just gonna take a Mending Seed. Take another little retreat here. Go speed it up a little bit. Rude. Definitely a lot more possible, though. So we know how to completely nullify all the dragons. Isolate the ones we need to isolate. Not sure that there's really much else that needs to be figured out for this fight, then. Oh, I forgot. Ah, boo. I forgot to save after redoing his skills last time. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go in all crazy mode here, because I kind of expect this to go badly. Without that skill, I mean, there's only so much that can be done. But yeah, new tank set is pretty dang amazing if it's taken tier 2s without any damage whatsoever. And actually, this is probably the tile that I should have taken last time around. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, I don't remember if I actually mentioned this during one of these before. It sounds like there's actually a realistic possibility that the Felseal people might be interested in doing an Ogre battle. Just throwing that out there. Forget where and when exactly I mentioned that before. I know I mentioned it during something or other. You doing an Ogre battle like I'm meant to be OB64 type game, or working on a new Ogre battle titled The Square? Oh, I wish they would, but no, they're, so basically, I had written a message to them asking, like, whether they'd consider doing something from the series, and they basically mentioned that they thought Tactics Ogre was already super similar to Felseal, in terms of its general everything, so fair enough. However, they always liked Ogre battle, and might be something to consider. So that sounds to me like a we can't confirm everything, but wink wink, hell yeah, we wanna. I mean, I hope they do. I mean, their understanding of FFT and hell, all the chess-like ones, is friggin' on point. Which, by the way, I took your advice. Started doing a review. I got everything all recorded and everything else. It's mostly just editing that's left. I think I got a couple hours left of editing before slapping that thing up. Figured I'd start with Felseal. Seems the most likely for anyone to care. It's like, let me go ahead and review this Tactics Ogre thing from over a decade ago. And then before another decade before that. Someone will totally be on the fence in this day and age. For anyone wondering what, that's not Baby Shark. You can't call Baby Shark on that phone. Actually, wait a minute, is that the Baby Shark phone? That's absolutely the Baby Shark phone. Dad's wrong on that one. You're very right. Yeah, you gonna go call Baby Shark? What are they gonna do? Are you gonna make somebody talk? That sounds scary. But yeah, for anyone that's kind of wondering, like, is Tactics Ogre? Yes, it's good. If you're on the fence, don't be, and go get it. Might be a little bit late to that party, but it's very good. Alright, we're getting them 25% odds constantly now. Just like before. By the way, I'm only speeding it up because this is about the 30th something attempt on this map, so... yeah... I mean, now that we have the option to finish it. So there would be like set in the Felseal world? Yeah, I'd be on board for that. They actually didn't, I mean, they didn't elaborate any more than that. What followed was just a discussion over what people viewed Tactics Ogre to be. Actually, I don't think there was a follow-up. Let me see. Let me get the Lappy out here. See if they ever responded to anything beyond that. I shouldn't have taken that risk there. Should have just healed. Rolled the dice for nothing. Yes, trickle to me, one by one. Beautiful. You go ahead and guard that bush, lady. Guard that bush with your life. Alright, and he's gone. Oh, jeez. Yeah, apparently one of the groups that's being allowed to go back to doing most, or not most, but at least some of their job, realtors have suddenly been allowed. And throughout this whole thing, they've been constantly sending those like, "Oh, we totally care. You should remember us when when everyone can spend money again," kind of messages. but suddenly they were allowed to go show houses to people as long as they stay several feet away and all that kind of thing. Which resulted in just a constant spam of every realtor ever like, hey, guess what, we can do our job now, you're welcome, we were totally here for you the whole time, yada 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 yada. Just got 3 messages from the same lady. Alright, nobody attack, nobody attack. Is that the cleric can't heal? Yes, it is. This lady are broke. Here's our situation. What's with all this stuff? For some reason, Evanescence and Shell Bust instead of Divine. Although I would have expected Divine to be up here someplace. Wait, no, they actually... Wait, they have Divine. Wait, why isn't she healing? Okay, the last time through this fight, she didn't have any of this. So I guess she's just really offensive now? Maybe her AI's just busted? See, things I'd like to see in Fell Battle Sealed Queen or Angel Knights of Were Tigers? Maybe it's her AI setting? She said it's a full aggro or something? Still kicking myself for forgetting to put Siege back on for this fight. Which, by the way, loving the Siege change, loving the armor changes. This is Heim right side first. Right? Royal... It's like Royal Capital, whatever. I think this is Heim. Maybe it's not Heim. It's probably Heim. Also, these 25 and 40% are mean, and they won't stop hitting all this entire time. But yeah, I want to say, so as far as endgame stuff, it feels like, yeah, with the armor rebalances now, the whole impact of endgame archers kind of becoming OP again seems to be mitigated. They seem to be back to their normal state. The leader here is this one, Halfus, who again sounds like one of the callouts in Age of Empires. Apparently, I'm just going to compare everything to Age of Empires lately. Because dang it, that remake is so good! I love how there's so many amazing remakes, except for RE3, it was kind of okay, from what I've heard. Honestly, I've never even completed a full playthrough of the original RE3, but it was a pretty nice game. Alright, trying to land a slow right there. Out of curiosity, can you just control F the leader? It's a range. That could potentially be a kill, but I don't want to risk it. Like, we're about to finally hit the dragons here. Yes, I forgot Dragon Slayer 2. Way to go, brain. But yeah, sorry, I thought they just didn't have it. I figure that's the only reason they wouldn't be healing, but yeah, apparently I was completely wrong on that. I'm gonna pick up whatever loot bags come along, because we're kind of in a position of essentially not having all the items that I would have wanted for this bit after the rework. But yeah, endgame defenses feel a lot better. I haven't tested a lot of the early game with it yet, but endgame feels a lot better. See, AI setting is 17. That's the archer AI. It should be 47 to 50. Wait, there's 3 different healer AIs? Or is that the code? Also, at long last, checkmate! There we go. Dang straight you failed. You got a healer that wants to be an archer. She just went and grabbed one of the archers, just shoved a stick in their hand, shoved a Bible in their other hand. They breached the gates, one guy just punched it down. Also, before I forget, put on siege. Take 2-handers off here. Don't need Dragon Slayer. Turning off this for a moment. Squash might be necessary in case the golems decide to put down walls. Actually, jump can actually become jump 2, and I think we'll go for siege instead. Because I think I can... Yeah, I can learn jump 2 by now. Yeah, you got more crackers? They're good? Pretty tasty, huh? Alright, where am siege? Then up to jump 2, and this should be pretty good. Because if I can draw them out and kind of sneak my way up to where the leader should be... I can't put down any ramparts. Wait, yeah, to which part? Alright, so Flying Knights of Heim fight. I still miss that being a thing. I miss that so much. I know it was only around for one patch, but I just miss it so much. Again, just a retread of that same story. There was one fight where all the warlocks here would have access to levitate, or not levitate. It was the friggin' fly, and they were just throwing that on everybody. So they were just flying knights everywhere. It was pretty neato. By the way, random thought when you're redoing the formations, those 3 ninjas should absolutely be dragoons. Just saying. That always kind of bugged me that they weren't dragoons. Alright, do they have any dispelling units? Yes. Kind of. Wait, seriously, they don't have dispel? Oh man, those easy formations, though. What you doing, kiddo? Yeah? Nah, you were acting spicy earlier. You got vetoed on the mermaids, remember? Nope, that was way too much attitude. You can have some mermaids later. Not right now, though. Would be nice, but it can't happen. Oh, right. Forgot about that. I forgot their classes can't change. Dang it, Mitsuno. It's all your fault. Last battle it messed up a bit more. One of the spell blades was on healer AI. I mean, that could still work. Oh, is that... Wait a minute. The spell blades on healer AI, would that be why they're constantly spamming the spell? Like, I just figured they had really high priority to remove debuffs, but they will go out of their way to get rid of strengthen. Like, them suckers will gladly throw themselves down a meat grinder to go and get rid of the spell on you. Good old Latimer the Turbo Knight. Just love how that always winds up. Hey, just love his dispel? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, given their vanilla skill sets in this one, I'm pretty sure this one's gonna trounce pretty hard. Mostly I just wanted an excuse to talk about the sweet armor changes. Because yeah, endgame's really feeling a lot better. So yeah, tier 3s get past heavy armor, tier 2s pretty much bounce off it. Ouch. Yeah, you swing at that air. Of course, you know, saying that pretty much immediately got ruined, so that's fine. That's fine! That's what I was intending to do the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. Also probably should have picked up Rampart Aura here, prevent him from running back up to his healer. Ouch. Ooh. Actually, while they're taking their turn, let me go do something real quick. One sec. Okie dokie, and back we be. And wait. Somehow somebody died at a really weird angle here. How did that happen? Huh. Oh well, speed mode it is. They dropped their $6 on the ground too. Snazzy. Alright, so since everything in their mother doesn't have healing, we should be able to clean up the field here, and then just kind of work our way in. Yeah, I feel like the knights would be a lot more, or the ninjas would be a lot more threatening here with daggers over 1 HKs. Then again, that being said, Nightblade. Gets knocked out of a nap, just parry something out of the way. Right. Does this guy have a move? Yes, he does. If I move over here, Can get surrounded on 3 sides. If I move over here, she probably will attack and finish herself off. It's still a pretty risky move, but there's really no non-risky options going on here. Thankfully, Fortify is still putting in some pretty solid work here. Beautiful. Nice. Not so nice. Harry? Oh, crap. Well, that was going awesome until it didn't. Right, so. Things, keep in mind. Need that, need that. Why do I have Ogre Lightning on here again? For driving cut, right. I always forget that's, I always kind of would figure that's an earth move. Anywho, right. Attack 2, Axes, Ogre, counter, jump, field out. I would basically need all of it. Actually, jump. I feel like Sleep Ward might be something handy here. Alrighty, Sleep Ward it is. And away we goats, yeah! Funnily enough, so the other day I was testing something, because I was curious about the possibility of doing a solo run of Hellseal. So I went ahead and tested it on New Game Plus with all the difficulties, like, just scaled all the way up, so all of the plus 50% scaling, can use any items they want, come in with max equipment, max levels, max stats, all that kind of thing. Surprisingly though, because New Game Plus allows you to bring in your crafting components from the last one, basically running around with a dual Blood Axe build kind of made it viable. It was basically Rebirth and dual Blood Axes. Lasted quite a while before actually starting to run into issues. So that might be potentially possible. It'll be quite a while before that's considered for certain, but still I think it's something that could be fun to do. I think I'd like to go ahead and keep those 2 alive. Because if we can clear out the rest of this map, leave only Latimer and those 2 alive, we can actually just sit here wasting turns forever. Just getting Ogre Lightning up. Actually, that's kind of pointless. I can just get a Lightning Axe or something. Yeah, no. See, so run feels like it'd run afoul of a sniper, assassinator, vampire, war mage, gunslinger. It's very, very possible, but man, I'm really tempted to try it. Alright, there we go. Nightblade, suddenly very demoted. 275 there, 2... let's see, Bear Claw scales accuracy, right? Nice. Got the Matsukaze! Or the Matsukaze, as I always used to call it as a kid. Actually, I forget. Is the Graham in this? Like, I feel like that's one of those ones that's been around everywhere in the series except the remake. Alright, we're gonna re-up Siege real quick. Also interesting, Nightblade does 2 damage to those bushes for some reason. I feel like that's something that could potentially be abused at some point. I'm not mentioning that as a go fix that kind of thing. I mean, like, I feel like we could potentially use that to cheese some stuff. I'm not exactly sure what yet, but I'm thinking Farampa. Yeah, without sleep getting in the way, we're doing much better. So I'm feeling like with a Felseal solo run. Oh, and by the way, in terms of the whole thing with like having friggin' Angel Knights and War Tigers, I'm sure they will. I mean, they've already got werewolves and crap in Felseal. There's no reason that they wouldn't copy that kind of awesomeness. Infinity is, yeah. Accuracy scaling line damage. It's basically a nice cleanup move, but I don't feel like it'll help much in this instance. And we're gonna play it risky here. Actually, that's dumb. Why did I do that? Don't do that. Just heal and finish him off next round. Simple. Why am I being dumb? Why am I being dumb? I'll have the TP for a 1-hit KO by then. No, I won't, actually. Because he just healed him. Well, I mean, maybe I wasn't being dumb. So... Jeez, why did nobody tell me to be smart then? Alright. 449... 141. Yeah, Infinity is still kind of ultra situational. Realistically, there's only so much stuff that can be done about it. Like, it's cool to have a line move, just... I don't know. I feel like Infinity in particular needs to have a longer range. Like, Nightblade feels really good as it is, the whip ones feel really good. It's like, Infinity in particular, I don't know, it just seems a little off still. What do you guys think? Anyone else here tried it yet? Alright, finish him off to reduce damage a little bit, see if he drops anything good. Just sellables. Did Latimer seriously just lock himself down here a mile away from his healer? Well, crap. Way to go, dingus. Actually, he might still be able to make this jump. Yeah, it's just a 2 jump. He could pull it off. And that's fine, because we're just slowly carving through his front line here. Yes! Give me that lightning experience. I mean, part of the thing is I'm also not running Earth for Infinity. If you AUG Earth, it can hit really, really hard. Yes. XPs. It's only like 1 XP per hit, but it's something. Alright, I need to attack in order to defend. Feels very XCOM-y in that way. If you hit the guy, you become invincible. Yeah, how many times did people pull those crazy Hail Marys with Implaceable? It's actually funny, you know, I don't get why so many people call it Implacable. I actually don't know if that's correct. Like, maybe I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Like, is it Implaceable or Implacable? So, like, there's basically an ability on that one. If you take out an enemy with a friggin' sword, you suddenly become invincible to the next attack. So, I always took that as Implaceable, as in they couldn't figure out where they were. They were invisible, so they missed. Others keep insisting that it's Implacable. I feel like Google could probably sort that problem out, but it's one of those few words that, you know, I never could quite figure out. Excellent. Excellent. Alright. Getting a little bit dicey here, but that's okay, because a couple patches ago this amazing has happened. Hot Priestess coming in with its March of the Black Queen status. Gets rid of all your debuffs. Gonna re-up Siege just to be all beefy-like. Man, I just got rid of that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, if that gets past armor, that gets past armor. Ooh, beefiness. And, okay, tier 2 summons get past armor just fine. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, this definitely brings back that threshold feeling for sure. Alright, feeling like Winged isn't going to help us as much as some better armor here. Alright, there we go. Let's go for some scale legs. I feel like skill set's feeling pretty good about now. Sorry for the horrible chippy choppiness. There we go, we get into the fight, that goes away. Then again, I'm also being dumb, because I could have just flown up there, now that I think about it. Fight them all one-on-one. Okay, but I suppose if they're going to be his elite hit squad, makes sense. Just coming in here with their friggin' SMG magic. By the way, that lawnmower sound isn't come through, is it? Yeah, the start feels good. The start definitely feels good, but I probably should finish off that second one before they get their attack off. Because I end up needing to just go for the bear claw anyway. Rip and tear. I don't know if they actually say rip and tear. They said something. It's probably something like strike with the anger of a tornado. Because that's a thing people say when they're angry. Again, with 40% that doesn't understand what 40% means. Get out of here, Golem. I know you're bad at math, but that's just not nice. I like to imagine that for the Golems, they just, they realized they couldn't hit anything, so they just shoved a graphic calculator. It's like a really busted one in there. Just goes to calculate its hit odds, like, oh, 25%? You mean 100? Yeah, okay, I'll hit for you. Alright, good. He's breached, still strengthened, I think. I should be able to finish off the Golem. Not exactly, but it'll slow him down. Now, I doubt the very minor increase in damage threshold is going to be the thing that causes us to survive summons later, but we'll find out. Now, I realized the heavy leggings would do it, but I didn't want to sacrifice evasions, so we'll see how that works out. I think I'll probably go heavy legs if this doesn't work. Those guys are still on their way. I'm going to go here to try to mitigate them a little bit. Reason being is I need to get all this cleaned up, and then I need to have a chance to put a resistance up. Yeah, those two can just stay there. They're literally just making me better every time they do that. And yeah, I'm actually going to stay here. Because from that tile, they shouldn't have any missile moves they can hit anytime soon. Hmm. 40%! 92% misses. Cool. Or 52%. As long as your double 40s hit, that's okay. It's dang mean RNG today! There we go. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting it! You know, maybe there is biorhythm. Is there any evidence to suggest that there's a biorhythm system in this game, Rakes? By the way, yes, I realize that was probably a waste of a fully charged finisher, but it's okay. Also, it was an extreme waste because I need to take some turns to heal here. Alright, game, chill. I get it. Okay, sorry, I took a bad turn. Relax. Let me breathe. Probably gonna take like 60 off of poison. Hello, Gunfotus. How goatus? Yeah, this one's pretty wiped. Even if it fights through this, I'm pretty sure he dies of venom. And one more tick. Doesn't even get there yet. We're gonna go for the heavy build. just gonna go full tank mode. Actually, we're probably gonna go Crucible Ward on this, now that I think about it. And Damask Greaves, get all the Vitality. Heater doesn't actually give as much. Yeah, so shields, I forget if they actually had a Vitality boost before. If they did before, they don't now. There we go. So now we should be a lot better. Got a Heavy Rain. It's pretty beneficial. And I'm thinking first turn move here is actually to throw out True Strike. Because I haven't been using it with everything that's going on. I haven't been throwing it out, and it's been giving us problems. Of course, now it's probably going to go up to about 80%, and that'll miss constantly, as we'll die to a constant pepper of 25% that refuses to miss. As you do. Alright, second move, throw out Strengthen, throw Fortify. Yes, yes, be a Swordmaster. I know, they can't use axes. Just take her out immediately. I should be able to take out the second one and collect the card. Nice. You know, part of me still wishes that Drain Health scaled off MA, but then there would just never be a reason not to use it. Ward 65, that's 62, whatever, we're just going to take the card and attack from the back. Though, interestingly, apparently shields don't increase accuracy based off of direction. Alright. Alright, so I need to draw them backwards. They shouldn't have a healer, they can make it there in time. Finish him off before anyone does anything serious. Can't help but notice that the casters are not nearly as aggressive this time. I wonder if they realize that they can't actually get through Threshold right now. I hope that's the case, because I'd honestly prefer not to even test that. Got the Homunculus mark. Homunculus. Okay, Tier 3 is reduced by about 50%. Tier 4 is probably still going to do like 50, 80, something like that. But they can only keep that up for so long. Varna Sutra. Which apparently has nothing to do with people getting freaky with seagulls. And that itself might just be a complete misunderstanding of a language that I don't necessarily know. It'll make no sense about anyone, now that I think about it. So basically, Varnas, I think, is a seagull, or it's at least some kind of bird in Lithuanian, I think. Like, it's one of those languages where a few folks have had tried to teach me it at multiple points in my life, and some little bit stuck, but most of it didn't. Like one of those, like, oh, you're gonna go love that culture kind of situations. Like, I don't know anything about that culture. I'm sorry. Might technically have been from it at some point, but I don't know jack about it now, so don't know what to tell you. Alright, good. So he's gonna keep taking his counters. Their healer is still way back there for some reason. Couldn't even begin to describe why. Maybe it's just the angle that we took. If we take the way back area, maybe they get aggressive. Like, original scripting for the SNES fight was their archers move forward and open fire, but everybody else hangs back. Could just be that they get aggressive here. I feel like Square in general over the course of the last decade has gotten more and more in favor of offensive AI. I mean, which works for a lot of RPGs in terms of challenge, doesn't really work in terms of games like this, though. Because typically defensive is going to be the better option for those. Especially considering, you know, they got a frickin' castle. Right, no sense to do anything but heal here. So we're just going to wait out in Venom. Right, so no debuffs are going to hit Latimer. It appears if we stay around here, we shouldn't have too much of an issue with his backup. It's not going to be the case forever. But every now and then, we can get an opportunity to attack. And stuff like that is where Infinity is really good, because it's, I mean, relatively low cost compared to everything else. You can take a nice long-range snipe with an axe. Thankfully, that lady keeps spamming her low-end stuff. But I need Envenom to be gone by the time the next one gets here. Because they're going to start off with something strong, probably have 2 or 3 turns of something strong, and then they're going to finally get tired and go down to the tier 1s, like they're doing here. Well, tier 1 and 2s. Like, most base to mid stuff is just going to bounce off right now. So that's not going to work for Envenom. Doesn't need anti-venom, and I don't have any of that with me. So just use one of these, I suppose. More healing. It's actually working out kind of okay. I might be able to get him to completely lock us in here. And he's going to cap out at 10. But I want to encounter the ninjas and stuff one at a time. Hi there, Cerbo. How's it going? Okay, so... Oof. Okay, that's gonna hurt. It's the slow of that hurts. A bit of a cool thing, by the way, if you like using poison darts in this game, the last version of OP also put poison darts in the shop. So the Wyvern blowgun. You actually have a couple of variants that, basically, instead of the Balder blowgun, you get the Wyvern. You get poisoned instead of a very slight damage boost that nobody ever took advantage of. Slash wasn't very useful. This is fine if we slowly ease into the sea of casters over here. Just ease right into it. Basically, it's that one scene from Kung Pao. Oh, except for the part that we're gonna die real good now. Actually, you know what? We might actually survive this. Depending on how it rolled. He's completely walled off this area. It's basically just... Okay, especially if they decide to go use all their heavy casts right now. Yeah, he's completely walled us two in here. Alright, can I please get my turn? Please, please, please. It would be perfect right now. Please, come on. Wear off. Wear off. Wear off. I'm not sure why Shock Lance is still doing so much. Please wear off. Ah. Oh, right, I forgot about Draconics. Okay, well... New plan? Yeah, Ward did a good job. We're actually going back to the Wing Boots. Stats go down. Is that going to be a good plan, though? It's not the melee guys that are the issue. Yeah, no, probably full tank is the way to go. Yeah, Damask will give avoidance. So give this. Get a magic reflect, I guess. I mean, this will shake off most of it. This would basically just mean that we're only vulnerable to Draconics. Alright, not sure that 5% from Ogre Lightning is quite doing its job. Like it is, but it isn't. Putting on spears here might help. Like, it seems like a weird choice, but the fact that we keep getting poked with spears doesn't really help matters. Also, we got Dragonfly, I totally forgot about that. So I just look around trying to see what else might help. Yeah, Dragonfly is not a bad idea. A little situational, drops our damage a little bit. But I has plan. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go up, let's see, if we go up to this wall, fight these guys, fight this guy early. Because then if we can take him out early, then we can feel pretty safe about this fight. Because honestly, none of the other stuff is really much of a threat. Latimer himself is pretty quick and pretty sturdy, but really not too much to say there. Ninjas can deal damage, but we can just overpower them. The two fencers basically do nothing here. So we charge up for the ginseng. Then we're going to need strengthen and fortify. And then the turn after that, we're going to use Dragonfly. Actually, I guess it'll be 2 turns. Okay, instead we're going to get True Strike then. Guy wants to run, that's fine by me. This gives us enough time to put on a strengthen. That's fine. I'm actually not going to warp up to that wall until they're as close as possible, because I need as much time up there as possible. Put on dodge as well, because we don't have enough buffs yet. Probably should have put on True Strike, because they're pretty likely to knock me backwards here. This is going to be risky, because we're essentially going into all the casters at once. And yeah, so archers basically do nothing. I'm not too worried about them unless they try to hit with weighted shot. Hopefully that won't happen. Mostly I'm going up here to screw with their movement. Especially because, yeah, the Draconic guy seems to actually be making his way back here for some dumb reason. Alright, and then we're just going to use Dragonfly to extend our movement slightly, make up for Siege not giving us that point. Rude. Alright, as much as that hurts, we're still not doing too badly. Now we're doing too badly. Although there we go, Cerberus 2 isn't hitting that hard anymore. As in, it's just completely bouncing off now. I mean, I was gonna... Yeah, that one still hurts. Thank you for the file there, Plurix. Now, are we gonna get a turn here is the question. Because we can't get rid of Sleep Proof. Yeah, I think we're getting taken out here. Yeah, he's legitimately the only threat left with that build. Okay. So that's all well and good. Still need that Fortify up, so yeah, we'll get rid of Og Lightning. Put on Dragonfly. Put on this. Put on this, and there we go. Summons can't scare us anymore. In fact, I'm actually tempted to get rid of Siege entirely to not even have to worry about the situation. Let's take a quick look around the map. Getting up there would be pretty ideal. That works pretty well. There's a lot of potential ways to go about this. It's just that there's a lot of map to cover. I mean, we can try to see what happens if we take that tile on the top left there. Because last time, Mr. Wizardlington decided to run up and attack us. So if we take that top left corner, there's a pretty real possibility that he just bum rushes. Oh, that sounds a lawnmower, kiddo. Yeah, they're out there cleaning the lawn. Yeah, they're all making it nice and clean. Yeah. More waters. That's your third one. You're really thirsty today, kiddo. Alright, one sec. Let me get my daughter some more water. Okay, and back. So yeah, we're just gonna sit here and see if the Warlock charges. I think he just might. Because he wants to do his big damage, he wants to show off his numbers, so he's gonna want to try and get in close here. Tempted to eat that second ginseng. It's like, especially if these archers are gone, he'll decide to run up. Okay. So put on a strengthen. Don't want to get stuck in debuff hell like last time. Seems like they're actually firing and not moving. I hope more archers get put onto the Vanguard AI. Seems like it has a better time not doing stupid crap. Alright, so this will lock him in place. So we can just run up and finish him. Seems like they're sending the ninjas up too. Rude. Oh, come on. What is that? Let my stuff hit, man. Latimer's coming up too, which actually presents an interesting opportunity. Because if we can get him... Dang it. Well, we can't do anything right now. But I want to examine this real quick, because if we can get him to sit on one of these, that is a hefty chunk of punch going down that wall. Oh my. I see an opportunity. If that Petrify would not stop rolling every time. I know it's 80%, but come on now. They can hit 25% all day like nobody's business. I can't use Stoneproof because then we're just asleep the whole time. And I gotta get past all this to get the item that innately gives us either Sleep-Proof or any of that. Although, that being said... Alright, we're gonna go evasion set real quick. Alright, we're gonna try like this. This feels like reasonably higher evasion and way higher resistance. Also can't help but notice, 700 health? Or 652? Dude's got some beef. So I feel the strategy is going to be the way to go. So funnily enough, I think it might be their leader that actually solves this problem for us. So if we hang out at the very edge of that section there, he seems to be absolutely dead set on throwing down his phalanxes everywhere. So basically, we can abuse that by causing him to wall off himself and wall off his healer. If we use this to wall off the other side, that healer would probably just run around the side and heal him from the bottom. If he's stuck up there, that's a completely different story, and especially if we can get him, if we can just trick him into putting him into some awkward positions, maybe. And then, if we need to deal a ton of damage really quickly, just basically bring him back here. So, like, let's say we get the healer stuck over here, they're well out of range, we drag him all the way back here, their AI would take like 20 turns to have to go all the way around the map. So we just hang out over here, and then, for the hell of it, we test if we can shield bash him down here, because why not? You know? Actually, we're using the Crucible this time, so probably not. That's why. Okay, Shock Lance 3 is getting a lot better than it did before, simply because Vitality. So Vitality's lower with the setup. Helmet plus full armor would basically negate casters, though. Like, I kind of wish you could equip leg armor in the shield slot. Because I know it would be completely busted, but I'd love to be able to use, like, plate, leggings, and helmet at the same time. Alright, so far so good. How do you already have a dead anchor? Interesting. He just locked himself down there. Well, in that case, screw the rest of this. We don't even have to worry about it. I can't get down there anymore. So he's gonna send all his light units. Let me make sure, but yeah, I don't think his casters can make it through the water. Unless... Yeah, that's a 2-tile jump, so yeah, no. Alright, beautiful. Accidental AI cheese is awesome. Come on. Don't screw me now. And now you've got 10 billion finishers despite never even getting in a fight, but that's fine. Let me go, please. Swoop. And now we just have a nice one-on-one versus Latmer. Minus the archers that are gonna probably nail crits every time now. Just need a chance to recover and we're good. Actually, I kind of feel like... yeah, this armor setup's not very fantastic. Just managed to somehow get rid of managed to get rid of our evasion, managed to get rid of our defense, and just have high resistance in a fight that we're not going to need resistance. Oh, pissed off with that. Can't even dodge the archers anymore. And yeah, he's probably going to send his flunkies down first. There we go, now we're doing better. I think it was just because of Leaden. Skills, that debuff is really deceptively hurtful. It says it lowers evasion, doesn't say anything about lowering it by about 40%. Alright. So I'm only staying right here to bait him down. There we go. I was really hoping he'd block the path and prevent others from coming through, but that's alright. I'm basically going back to the corner bushes here. Gotta get away from his archers. We thankfully aren't doing like 120s anymore, so that's nice. It'll be really interesting to see once they get Art of War and stuff like that. I do plan to redo all of this stuff once all that hits. It's like once they have their full, well and proper remakes. So yeah, for those that missed it, archers actually get access to Art of War now, so they can have status arrows. It's pretty neat. Throw that out at him. Yeah, all he's gonna do is sit there and regenerate. Just gotta survive now. Gotta survive the same fight we've survived multiple times. Nice. Nice! Alright, let's get you going. Before you throw out another finisher. Should be out of Envenom range. Alright, Lightning Cheerleader Squad is still moving their way up. She's probably going to go for the finisher. Now, do we heal or do we risk? I'm thinking heal because there's really not a whole lot of purpose in risking here. What's up, Mr. Dude? Yeah. Yeah, have fun with your little police car then. Son just runs up waving a little police car around. Alright, gotta collect that card. Gotta get them stats. You know, if it wasn't for the no retreat rule in this, I would be farming the hell out of Baramba right now. Also, wow, that lawnmower is super loud right now. I don't know why they're still going over the same area. That's only a tiny patch of grass out there. Alright, so for some reason his ninjas can't cross the water. I thought they could. I'm guessing that's why they have the ability to use Water Step. Yes. Let's keep hitting with that lightning. Funnily enough, I expected Augment Lightning to be part of the reason that they're not able to get through, but they just don't have the means to do it, I guess. They can't, their ninja tools will get all soggy. Fair point. Can't have all that crazy anime hair getting any water on it. They just go and they take their cowls off, and they just have like gigantic spiky hairdos going off in 8 different directions. This is beautifully cheesy. I love when you can pull this kind of stuff off. I mean, you could pull it off in vanilla, but it was much harder to do. Well, actually, to be fair, it was pretty dang difficult to do here, too. But, you know what I mean. You didn't see it as often. There we go. No. If we were the defender here, you would have 0 chance whatsoever, because we'd just be up there on that same tile. Alright. Now, can Infinity head up there? Not quite. What about Ice Prison? Yeah, that'll do the job. I just don't want him getting a finisher. Seems like his heals are pretty limited. Funnily enough, the archers can get through. How about that? Archer coming back in the background there like, man, you thought we were done? Thought this was over? This ain't over yet! He's gonna back off to get behind his archers for some reason. Sounds like he's low on health or something. Yeah, if we back up, he should charge again. Just don't want him getting close to that priest. Getting all that healing Jesus juice on him. Which, by the way, for folks that thought the vanilla healing was bad, go play some AoE too. Like, play as the Teutons with monks and like have them get injured with their crazy amount of health as they're sitting there for half an hour trying to figure out how recovery works. Like, even with longer range healing and faster healing and things like that, they're just like, they take so long to do anything. Realistically, they're there to, you know, convert mangonels and things like that, but still, it's just funny that they try. I know, realism, but still. Flop, flop, flop. Yeah, don't know how many mending leaves he has. I want to say they come in with 5 or so, because he's not spamming any more of them. There we go, that's what I was waiting for. Don't want to attack yet. Just want to sit here, recover, slowly take these guys out. Oh crap, I forgot to put on Fortify. That would help a lot right now. Definitely help a lot right now. If I could get a turn, please. Alright. Now, this archer's comeuppance is coming up anytime now. Bad timing for that. Bad timing to be leadened. Right, come on. Suppose Envenom is still Envenom because Poison sounds weird. Alright, Dragonfly to get one tile away. Yeah, second Archer's here. I need this guy gone. Yeah, 306 plus slow. Okay, he's not getting his finisher. She's not. She's close. He's got one. See, the Venom movie is still the best romantic comedy I've ever seen. You keep forgetting that came out. Wait, that actually came out? Alright, I'm gonna wait till the full bar and just heal for now. I thought that got cancelled and became a series. I love that archers do that. That's been a thing since vanilla, but seriously, if they can't take a dead zone shot, they'll gladly just run up and punch and get countered. It's the weirdest thing. Okay, come on, chill with this! How much TP are they generating? Holy crap, man. They're seriously getting like 30 a turn. Like, if I could just get one of these guys down. Thank you, parry. Dude. Not the time for crits, come on. Yeah, hit me up here, a-hole. My castle! That moment when you invade a castle and use its walls for your own defense. Okay. So for some reason they want to get close, so what I want to do here, heal to full, run up and throw out a finisher. The two Stormcrows aren't very threatening on their own. But yeah, their finishers are the ones that hurt. Right, and they're out of range again. So what do we use here? Yeah, I think we want some sidestep going on. Hopefully their next finishers miss. I know they can use them. By the way, Rakes, out of curiosity, when it comes to the range of a lot of the the range of a lot of stuff that seemingly has infinite range, is that something that's that's expected to have another pass at some point, or is that just kind of being left as it is? Oh, poo. Like for example, Tail Lash hitting with like 40 vertical range. Like I love the cheesiness of that kind of thing, but it also feels super weird to have that happen. So just like, excuse me while I extend my Ah, son of a dick. Of course they got two multiple finishers in a row. So that method works. What I need is to not have just terrible armor choices. Okay. Yeah, just go for this. Oh, by the way, out of curiosity, when it comes to Draconics and things like that, just on a mechanical level, what would it do if Draconics were made to have line of sight requirements? Like if it was like an extension of their weapon and all that kind of thing, since it kind of sort of is? Would that break anything? Would that just be a terrible idea? It's that kind of range, you can't specify the vertical tolerance? Ah, gotcha. Wait, so specifically anything that's 2-tile range will always have infinite verticality? Weird. And the Draconic sure they can be made line of sight? I mean, how's people's feedback been on that? Like, personally, I will say a lot of my experience is kind of based off of solo runs and all that kind of thing, but compared to everything else, they do seem... I don't want to say OP, but like weirdly strong in all situations that range is their main limiter. Which, I mean, it's not like they're long range or anything. They're pretty friggin' short range, all things considered. They gotta be up there in the front. But I know whenever they get involved, it's like, oh crap, it's time to run. Because I've tried evasion builds. You can't really reliably evade it. I think like you'd need, when I was testing it, you needed like evasion robes. Back at the time, it was evasion leggings, but I guess they're kind of also still evasion leggings right now. I don't know. I'm still learning the new armor stuff, but let's see. I don't think anyone mentioned the Draconic line of sight before in any context. Well, I mean, I've never seen it come up in terms of when it would be useful in that case. I just mean Draconics in general feel really strong compared to a lot of other things. Though, I suppose it also kind of makes sense. Like, it's like that whole thing of like, it's cool that it's that strong, but is it cool that it's that strong kind of situation, if that makes sense? Like, I don't know if it's as intended. I mean, it works very well as an armor piercing option, that's for sure. At times, that I almost wonder if it's scaling off of how high somebody's armor is, it's just scaling off of conductivity or something. But seeing that that's not actually a function of the game, like, I guess on the one hand, it feels like it sort of should. Like, it reminds me of I know it's a weird comparison, but RuneScape there. So it kind of had a similar system where you could exchange your all your casting abilities for, funnily enough, Ancients, which was basically the same thing as Draconic in this one. It didn't scale off weapon damage or anything, but it was just like drastically more damage that always tended to do a lot better versus heavy armor and that kind of thing. But then, yeah, it's like its main limiting factor was the fact that it was just expensive as hell to use. But I always feel like Warlocks, after about 3 or 4 turns, just become this unstoppable force of nature, basically. Where you can heal, you can run, but they will find you. As soon as they're within range, like, your butt is now open. See, the thing with Draconics is they have extremely high added damage, but Warlocks have low attack stats, so they don't slave as well as a scale. There we go. Ah, okay, so it's high base stat. Okay. Please stop wrecking my butt. Please stop getting crits. I really should do this with a two-hander. Let's see, not high base. The base is very low. High added damage. Oh, derp. Sorry. Completely misread that. Alright, we're just gonna whoop on down here. Please miss. Thank you. Alright. So this set at least allows petrification to miss. That's good. Now, out of curiosity, by the way, how have folks been responding to two-handers? Still can't believe I flubbed that last one. There's no reason to fail it. Shouldn't have committed against that archer. Never saw anyone say they're weak now? Very true. So when you're adding damage threshold to stuff, right? How much when you're adding, like, let's say the 4 to ranks and things like that, how effective actually is that at stopping things? Because I keep wondering when it comes to the two-handers, especially with the higher armor changes and things like that, as you head towards endgame, it does feel like heavier stuff sometimes starts waning a little bit. Sometimes, like it's another one of those things. Like it's only situational, so I don't know if it's accurate to say that even. Oh, sorry, dang lightning. I was just saying it seemed like defensively, some of the two-handers, at least to me, felt like they were kind of waning a little bit in favor of you're usually just better off going like with a shield and stuff like that. So, for example, by this point, I'd love to use a two-hander, you know, but I know that the shield's going to be the far better option. Again, this is just kind of based off of this weird run in particular, but in terms of having that 4 damage or whatever else, 4 defense that you were adding to a lot of rings, is it mostly a really minor thing, or are those 4 like enough to throw something off kilter? Because I'm kind of wondering if like heavy swords and axes and that kind of thing could use like some small resistance boost or something like that. Because it feels like as soon as you're going for that one, you're just committing to all offense and then just can't resist a lot of things, even with the right armor set. Yeah, I think I just flubbed it up by getting petrified. No! I love a lot of my knights at this point. I probably could just go and throw the phalanx down there myself. Just lock their entire team up there. Put them into quarantine. Over here spreading the word of social distancing. See, with mechanics in this game, it would be pretty weird if shield wasn't a better option. Well, no, I mean, it's always going to be the better option. I just mean in terms of, like, overall, when you're looking at the math of endgame. It's like, let's say this one, like 157 attack, right? Meanwhile, the axe is coming up with 26. They're essentially trading 30 attack for losing, what, how much defense here? Like, no, it's only 16 defense on the Crucible board? Okay, it's actually not as high as I thought it was. Never mind, ignore me, I'm just dumb. These things occur. I'm just going to use a heater shield now. There we go. See, problem solved. I stopped being stupid. Okay, yeah, so the shields don't do near as much as I thought they did. Thanks, brain. By the way, I just want to say, the Thief Gloves getting What, getting treasure hunt? Nice touch on that. Out of curiosity, does having treasure hunt from those and treasure hunt 2 stack? Not saying it's thresholds, but it's thresholds. Dank thresholds. Yeah, by the way, I was taking a look at routing out the level 1 of this. Oh boy. Oh man, there's so many sudden limitations in terms of, like, the whole crossbow strat wouldn't work at all. So I guess it wouldn't be particularly necessary. I was thinking, I completely forgot that the level 1 crossbows are now the heavy variant. But yeah, no. It's pretty neat, actually. Yeah, I feel like the setup works. I go full heavy boy mode. Oh yeah, right. I was gonna check on knights. I'm gonna put him down to 22, so he'd be on even footing. Lose the ability to fly. If we go for this one, we'd still have the ability to... Well, we'd regain the ability to fly. It'd have higher stats. They'd be scaling up higher, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Have the ability to put down phalanxes. I want to say they have 1 higher movement, too? No, they don't. We'd just be getting rid of siege. Alright. But man, that's... Yeah, well, let's try it. Alright, still get access to that same stuff. We replace Dragonfly with the Make Everything Dead move. Where's my Make Everything Dead move? Are you telling me I can actually have Siege and... Oh my. I don't know if that amount of sexiness is allowed. Okay. We can get rid of Sleep Ward, which is a terrible idea, but also a really good idea. In order to pick up Phalanx. Then we'd have to sacrifice something else. I mean, I feel like max TP isn't doing as much for us here, because we're not mostly using the accuracy scaling ones. Slap that out for Rampart. And then save it in a different save slot this time. Alright, there we go. Let's do this thing. Seems like it's done. Time for lunch. If you remember anything, note it on the Discord. Yes, sir. Don't forget the steadfast on the plated vest. Fix it! Oh, and his health is even higher now. Of course it is. Alright. Tornak. Oh, but now he's gonna have slow. That sucks. Alright. Dang, steadfast. I see you're steadfast. I mean, actually, on that note, why don't medium plates get steadfast? I feel like it'd make more sense. Like, medium plate's good in terms of building up your threshold and things like that, but it would feel nice to have it do something else. Well, actually, no, because then it would be... I don't know, it's just something about being... Like, their stats are definitely better in the new armor mix. They feel more appropriate. Just keep thinking they need something. I don't know, they just feel kind of dry. Which is weird considering it's raining. Talks about flying strategy, forgets to turn on flight. Alright, guess we're just barreling into it then. Alright, speed mode. Yes, you love your Shadowbinds. Thank you, 26%, for remembering what your actual odds are. Gonna pay absolutely no mind to any of these guys until we get up there and lock off that healer. They seem to know it's what I'm going for. Spam Shadowbinds! Keep him away from the Jesus! Alright. Okay, that's not great. Okay. We're gonna have to go about this a little bit of a different way. Because I'm thinking, you know what if I just put all of these guys in a box and just not fight them? There we go. It's weirdly beneficial. This is such a weird plan, but it'll be hilarious if it works. Rude. Guess he's coming in with different stuff now. Yeah, the flight boots would be a really good idea. Yeah, without the ability to fly, this doesn't necessarily work. Excellent. Okay, well that one's a wipe. Be right back. Alrighty, and back. So yeah, thinking Crucible Ward here. Get some of those summons out of the way. Worm scale for obvious reasons. And then yeah, wing boots, and then just fly around throwing everything. Throwing phalanxes down like a crazy person. In fact, there's... yeah, you know what? This is going to be a multi-step plan. And more than likely, I'm going to have to get rid of Siege to make it work. So yeah, we're probably going to have to replace Siege with Sleep Ward. Get the extra tile of movement back up there. Fly up to the top, wait for the Warlock to come in, lock him off with a Phalanx, leave the Archers and Warlock up there. Escape, run down, try to block off a staircase behind... actually, no. Instead of running down, go behind them, lock off the staircase, lock off the healer. Prevent him from doing anything dumb. We're gonna try it like this first. Yeah, I think that's probably the way it's gonna have to go, because this 3-tile movement range is the pits. Would actually be using a scout vest for this if I had access to one. Nice. Alright, we'll lock him off. Get rid of the archer so we don't have to worry about leaden anymore. They can use that all they want. Rude. I was about to say there's nothing they can do, and I forgot they have crossbows now. Figures. Oh, you dickhead. It's gonna push me back. Nah, one tile's still fine. That's not fine, though. They're leapfrogging their healing here. I wonder how it could make this game run even faster. So I know that's not going to be the end-all be-all for him getting out of there. There's a small chance that Bind will wear off next round. And there's also a chance that, well, it would either waste their turn or he might still be bound there, so... That's fine. Can I move now? It would be really cool if the flight items gave you Feather Step at the same time. Alright, yeah. Now we're just gonna... We're gonna go back with that other setup. This one-tile movement range ain't gonna work. Siege isn't really gonna be helping us much here. I'm gonna try with Stop Ward first of all. And yeah, don't worry, I already see the mistake I made. Didn't put them on the right side of the tiles. Okay. I should see if he can use Dispel. Okay then. You be that way, game. Thought I had such a perfect setup there to get her finished off. Because she had Breach. If she countered, there was a pretty decent chance he was just going to finish her. Saves a lot of headache. Okay. Put on some flight. Alright, anything interesting we can do with this? Because I could block off their movement right here, that really wouldn't help too much. If I do this, I could lock down a couple of their units. The rest are still going to try and attack, but still, they'll get a little bit stuck. Opening to that floor tiles, or the stair tiles, looking pretty good. Beautiful. Almost perfect for where I would have wanted it. If you put it where that ninja is right now, we'd basically have her one-on-one ready to go. Alright. Yeah, that's a good start. Gonna have to deal with 2 phalanxes instead of 1. But either way, the effect should be the same. Just keep them all locked up there. Unfortunately, she took that tile, so not anymore. Alright, well, if she gets through, that's fine. We can still just drop this one over here. Take a heal. There we go. That should be all their biggest threat completely locked away right now. Only problem is, I think I'm going to have to get shot off this wall. Since unfortunately my flight wore out one turn earlier than I needed. Okay, perfect, actually. Alright, so they're not going to do anything. We're going to lock you in there. Take a heal. I'm going to go deal with everybody else. It's not necessarily that they can't get out of that little trap there, but it's going to take them absolutely ages. I believe Latimer is completely stuck there. The ninja might be able to get out, but that's fine. Danny's going to continue boxing himself in, so that works. That's alright. He's going to do a regular attack. Put on Consecrate. Get rid of all those debuffs. Probably would help to get away from the archers a little bit. Now, I believe the ninjas will always put decoys up first, but if we actually just run away and keep breaking the decoys, eventually they'll run out of reagents for them. Might be the way to go. Because again, they only have so many. Wait, how did that one ninja get through? Must have had Wade or something? Do they all have Wade? Yeah, Heron, yeah, they have it. Okay, how do we do this? Realistically, what I need is to run away and lock them somewhere. So I figure probably over there. And/or just deal with them one by one. Seems like it'd be a lot easier if you're actually an army of merfolk. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be doing Mermay. I forgot May happened. Tell you what, if there's a stream on Monday, we can do that. Drop a phalanx right here, that'll slow him down for a little bit. Nope. Alright, roll it. As much as I want to pick up that card, I also don't want to pick up that card. There's the first one gone, and especially if they keep spamming Lancet, those ones shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's big boy ninjas that are kind of a problem. Know of them with these casting moves. Oh, Latimer actually got out. How about that? What exactly is his movement that he was able to get out? Yeah, hardcore is right. Yeah, I should have dropped one more to keep him locked in place. That's fine. They just keep throwing health at each other, but it's not actually doing anything. Strangely, she doesn't actually come with counter hit. Which I guess is fine. Crap. Come on, gnome. That's fine. That works. Right. Take an attack. Drop a phalanx. Run. Oh, we're capped out on phalanxes. In that case, give me my points back. I need to keep retreating and healing. Thankfully, they've got basically nothing going on healing-wise. So any damage will stick, it's just a matter of not getting crushed. You know, like the Highlands or whatever. It's a make-out party by magic. Good. Yeah, the golem needs to go. Just looking around trying to think what'll work best. Golem and Archer are the two biggest threats. But I think we're actually going to go for the Archer. And I love how I spend all that time healing up and they hit me with a Wither. Not a bad idea. Get rid of his shield. And we can move all the way over here. Start working on this Archer. Oh, come on. That, 40% would roll. It just would. He's almost in finisher range. Consecrate up. Like I said, golems, they just don't understand how 40% works. Or 25%. Alright, can I move yet, or what? What's the deal here? He's gonna have... No, he's not gonna have a finisher yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're still at 10. What I need is to start moving that way. Piss off with this crap, come on! Every time I get close, like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you ask for archers with finishers constantly? Alright. At least it's better. Definitely a lot better than it was. Alright, so archers seem to be coming in with crossbows every time, so don't have to worry about hiding under the walls as much. In fact, probably locking up and just hanging out there would have been the optimal choice. Let's see, wing boots need to be used earlier. Need to ignore absolutely everything until we get close. Lock-off strategy works fine. They seem to only have one use of decoy each. Because, yeah, I think they're locked to 5 for their reagents. We are back again. Alright, this is probably gonna have to be the last attempt, though. Because I got to get going pretty soon. Alright, I want to drop a preemptive phalanx, but don't quite want to do it yet. Good, come on, keep missing. Sucks that the ninjas come with Heron this time around, but... Oh, dude, that's just lame. Stop rolling your 40%, god dang. Alright, there we go. Casters are locked. They're gonna be rude and go for dispels, but that's fine. Should be possible to lock away everything else, though. Like, I almost want to say it makes sense to turn flight back on, go forward, and then... No, they can drop the fairways. I was gonna say, lock off some certain jumping tiles there. But it would take 3 turns of doing there, and that's just not gonna fly. Could try to lock up the coastline. Just throw in there to screw up their movement. And I'm going to use the second charge to just fly out of here. Because, yeah, simply put, without flight, we're more or less locked down in here. So we use this, flap away on probably this way. Not probably this way. Alright, Mr. Bailey, you too. You have yourself a fantastic one. Hear from you and we hear from you. And then, yeah, at the end of the weekend, we'll hopefully be starting Mermaid. Grab the Zoolander Merman pick on the title card. Gonna have to do that. I'm gonna go look that up real quick, because I swear I've seen that before. Oh, right, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that was from the intro. Or not the... what account is the intro? Something like that. One of the commercials they were doing anyway. Alright, so I'm not making a box just yet. We're just gonna put a few to keep delaying their movement. Wanna fight them one-on-one. Whoa. You know what? I need to remember to do this. Because if I can find some way to self-poison, poison automatically makes you unable to sleep, so that might be a win there. Oh, Perry, you are so good. Alright, do they have a Nightblade? Yeah, they do. There's Ice Prison. Yeah, kind of a waste of a full bar, but oh well. Those reinforcements slowly trudging their way in here. It's that soft, aggressive trudge. Alright, give me my points back then. It's very rare that you run out of phalanxes, but this is definitely one of those maps that you will. And in retrospect, I really should have put down more of them so that I could control more tiles here, but that's fine. Come on. Come on, not much left of this. Of course the archer would be back now. Of course the archer has Heron. Of course both archers have Heron. Who? So how do we deal with that? Just thinking, you could potentially do a really lame build. Just setting up Phalanx, Rampart 4, and a longbow or something. Alright, so far so good. Guy's still a dick. Alright, we'll see if this makes them waste their turn or not. I think a bunch of them are going to be stuck over there. As long as they can't piggyback the healing from that guy back there. There we go. I gotta pull farther back. further got turn-douched. Because unfortunately the 80% missed, so we didn't get woken up. Missed our lightning alarm. Okay. Come on, just a little more now. %. For that matter, double 40%, because I'm fairly certain it's only about 40% chance to actually knock you out, too. Alright, so the best idea that's coming to mind is just corner camping it. Because eventually the ninja guys will want to do melee. I mean, they seem to be keeping their distance for now, so that's fine. I can avoid some of the range stuff. Need the golem gone so he stops knocking me out. Oh my god, this guy and his impossible odds hitting every time, I swear. There has to be something hard-coded in this game with golems and just constantly hitting despite the odds. Because I'm fairly certain he's got like 50% chance for knockback, plus 25% chance to hit. So double rolls. Okay, alright. That was when that two-hander would be amazing. Thank you for your 40%, sir. Alright, screw it. That's the last attempt for today. We'll keep trying next time. Anyway. So sorry for not getting past this one. You can see the numbers there. It's probably gonna come down to RNG, to be honest. I was thinking to go back to the Dragoon method, or maybe even go to Knight before doing that, actually. Because you could just lock down that staircase. But either way, we'll do that next time. I gotta get going. You guys have a good one. Take care.